FatDag is a Weight Watchers leader in Indianapolis, Indiana. However, the views and opinions expressed during this podcast are his own. They do not represent the views of Weight Watchers. And now, here's your host and wingman, FatDag.
I am your host, FatDag. You're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at FatDag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, and your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello. Welcome to episode 149 of WhysAdvice, and want to continue to give you guys a ton of thanks and let you know that I appreciate all the support that you've given to me and to my wife and to our family. Everything is going fantastic. Recovery is going exactly as planned. The doctor was more than pleased, so there will be no issues once the recovery is over. We'll continue to rock and roll, and your thoughts, prayers, and messages, and comments, and texts, and tags, all that stuff really made the whole process just kind of interesting in a sense to see that there was that much support out there. So really, from the bottom of our hearts, and we say thank you for all that you do to support us in this endeavor. So really wanted to let you know that I appreciate that. Episode 149 is also brought to you by Nokia Health. They continue to walk with me in this journey, and as you know, I check my weight every single morning. It's the one thing that I do that keeps me accountable to this process. We'll talk about it in a little bit. That having your daily number for me gives me a level of accountability. Just kind of let me know that it's that feedback mechanism to let me know that my weight's up or down, and what I did the day before, it's working or not working. And they've given us a promo code DAG20, DAG20, will get you 20% off of the Body Cardio and the Body Plus scale at Nokia Health, at the Nokia Health website. So go ahead and you go to FatDag.com. The link is right on the front page. You can click on that. And now through December 20th, I'm guessing if you ordered today, you'd still have time to get it for a Christmas gift. So hashtag gift of health, thanks to Nokia Health. But let's go ahead and open the show. This is a pretty fun email. It's from Alex, and it says, "Hi, Mike. This is Alejandra, or Alex for short. My Connect username is Aah-maay-zzing. I'm 40 years old, a single mom of a 16-year-old boy, and that my son and the two of us live with my mom in a small house in the community in SanDiego, California. I've been waiting to send this message to you because I wanted to wait and find out how great it would feel to reach my 10%. Wednesday night, December 13th, I reached my 10% goal, and it feels amazing. What an incredible and emotional feeling I had. I was overwhelmed, and I could not believe I had such great success on week 1 of Freestyle that allowed me to get to my 10% and then some more. I started Weight Watchers online March 2017 at 389.6 pounds. Then I switched over to meetings in July at 365.8 pounds. This week's weight came in at 347.2 for a total loss of 42.4 pounds. Incredible, just absolutely incredible. When Emily, our Weight Watcher receptionist, confirmed I was getting my 10%, your wonderful words of encouragement crossed my mind. If you can get to 10%, you can get to goal. I know I will get to goal one day. I believe I can, and I know that I will. I am starting to believe in myself. This is the first time ever in my life that I have stuck around in a weight loss journey for over 4 months. This is the first time ever in my life that I have released so much weight. This is the first time ever in my life that I feel like taking control back, and it feels incredible. Thank you for celebrating with me. Thank you for all your inspiration, and to all the listeners that share their stories so that we can have great success. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the work you put into this podcast, for being an awesome wingman, and for all the support you provide to each and every single one of us. I also thank you for serving our country, and it makes me feel safe when someone like you works hard in protecting the country and us. So thank you for all that you do. Best regards and happy holidays to you and your beautiful family, Alex, out of SanDiego, California. Well, Alex, let's start with the obvious. 10% is fantastic. You've reached 10%. You are absolutely right in hearing exactly what I said and understanding it. If you've reached 10%, you can reach goal. And the reason I say that is because it took you 4 months to get to your weight loss journey. During that 4-month time period, as you're working this program, there were days where you wanted to quit. There were days where you wanted to give up. There were days where you didn't really understand what you were doing, but you did it anyways. Or you woke up the following day and you regrouped and you continued on. It's that series of ups and downs that led mostly to downs that gets you down to your 10% weight loss. So if you can make it through the ups and the downs and continue in that downward trend, you've proven that you can set a goal. You've proven that you can work hard to get that goal. And you've proven that you don't have to be perfect on your way to it. You are absolutely right in that if this is a feeling that feels amazing. When I tell you what, when you reach goal, when you continue on, every milestone from here on out feels equally amazing, if not more. So as you continue to work this journey, I want you to know that you can do this. And I love to hear the fact that you said that you're starting to believe in yourself. It is that belief that will carry you to goal. You can do this. You did it. You've been doing it for 4 months. Whatever you did for the last 4 months, do again for the next 4 months. Every day you're going to start feeling better and better and better about your journey. You're having amazing success because you're focused and you want to get it done. As you start to feel better and you start to look better, I just want you to take a moment right now to write down in pen, in paper, how you feel. Things that you're able to do now that you maybe weren't able to do earlier. Because as you start getting more and more success in this program, you're going to start forgetting what the beginning of this journey looked like. And the beginning of this journey is what got you to where you are now, because you were tired of the beginning part of the journey. I don't ever want you to forget that feeling. I want you to capture that now so that when you're down your next 10% and you start feeling really good, you can go back and read it and say, okay, I know what the starting line looks like. I don't ever want to get there again, and I can continue doing everything that I've done along this way. I absolutely am honored to celebrate with you. You're truly an inspiration as well. There are folks listening right now as you shared your story who are starting today, who are starting soon, and they don't even know that their 10% goal is possible. You've proven to them that it's possible. And that is the beauty and that is the power that as we all come together in this podcast and we share these stories, other people go, I get it. I get it. And we're going to talk about it a little more in the next email as Linda writes in. She says, "Hi, Mike. I've been really struggling to come up with the underlying why. I know you said to always remember my why. Remember my why that I walked in the door of Weight Watchers. I first did Weight Watchers and reached goal in the 80s while I was in college. I don't remember much about that. There may have been another redo, I don't really remember. In the early 2000s, I lost 80 pounds and I kept it off for about 4 years. Then I allowed life to distract me. The 80 pounds came back. I started back in 2008. I lost about 45, then I bounced over the same 10 pounds for about a decade. A few medical things and stress didn't help. I do consider it a success that I more or less maintained and didn't return to my highest weight. I have about 40 to goal. I'm 4.5 weeks till the Weight Watcher cruise and 5 pounds to the return of Wonderland. I am tracking and I'm targeting the blue dots. Thanks for your podcast, Linda." Linda, you're absolutely a huge success. You understand that this is a life journey and that you have to balance everything that comes along with your life. You've proven that you can get to goal because you've done it in college. It's the same mental mindset that you had then that you have to tap in now. You had the luxury of knowing it's possible because you did it. And then as you said, your life kind of got distracting because you took your eye off of the actual journey part of it. You were enjoying life and you got a little bit out of balance. And that out of balance lets the weight creep back up. But you know you can do it because you've done it before and you didn't gain it all back, which means you understand what you're going back to and your mind did not allow you to get there. Your mind kicked back in and said, I want to do this. I want to just put the brakes on. I want to keep going. You're mentally tough. Finding your why, though, is very critical, but it's not the only thing in this journey. There are pieces of this journey where as you trying to figure out your why, you continue to stay working the plan as you try and uncover it. And what I found a lot of times is that as you take notes along the way about things that you're able to do now that you may not have been able to do previously, the why starts to become clearer. I don't want you to wait until you figure out your why to get started. You can go ahead and get started now if you're not fully clear on what that why looks like. But as you're working the plan, find things that you're able to do that you couldn't do before. And it's simple things like no longer being out of breath walking upstairs and running a 5K at a 9:50 pace. When you start doing things like that, and when you start doing things that you never ever thought were possible and you write them down, your why starts to emerge as, oh, I want to continue doing this. I want to prevent myself from getting back there. So continue to take notes. You are a huge success because you're stuck with it. You're so close to Wonderland. You're tracking and you're targeting those blue dots and you're going to get it done. I know you can do this, Linda. You've got this. We're here for you. Let's walk together and get it done. Next email comes in. Paige writes in and says, hi, my name is Paige. My grandma introduced me to you for the first time today. I was instantly touched by what people were saying, and the advice you offered was amazing. So, my Grams and I are doing Weight Watchers together. I was active. I walked on a daily basis up to 4 miles. I was losing every week. Now, 2 months later, I'm struggling to stay motivated. Why did I join Weight Watchers? I lived most of my life obese. I am 32 years old. I have gained the weight that I lost back. I feel down about myself, and it's hard. My boyfriend proposed to me October 2017. I want to lose this burden that is my body. Not just for the sake of being beautiful, but to feel healthy, gain control of my life, and to believe my fiancé when he tells me that I'm beautiful. I have the power to change my life, yet I still feel so powerless. I don't know. Any advice? I look forward to hearing more of your wonderful sessions. Your new friend, Paige. Paige, there's a lot of awesomeness going on in your email. The fact that your Graham and you are working the program together is amazing. The fact that you got active and you got after it and you started walking up to 4 miles a day, amazing. Your boyfriend proposed to you, amazing. The fact that you want to feel beautiful when he tells you you're beautiful, that's where you have to refocus. If he's telling you that, that's what he sees through his eyes. You've got to believe him on that. There is no reason for him to even pretend that is not the case. He knows you're beautiful. He asked you to marry him because he knows that you're beautiful. He's focused on way more about you than just the physical appearance. And he is absolutely loving you regardless. And so when you get to the point, and I want you to get there quickly, when you get to that point, then the power to change your life will come from within. You absolutely have the power to change your life. And it starts with you accepting where you are in your life at the moment and accepting that, hey, here's where I'm at. And so you can get to the point where you say, I know what I look like. I know what I feel like. I've accepted that. I'm beautiful. I'm happy. I'm moving on. But I can make improvements. And that improvement piece is where you and your grams work together. And you say, we can do this. When you started, again, if you notice in your email, you said, I was active, I walked. You started using things that were past tense. So somewhere along the line, the things that you were doing to get the success that you got drifted away. I want you to tap back into that. I don't want you to live the rest of your life obese. And you think about this as obesity, I still struggle from it. It's a disease. It's a mindset. It is not a life sentence. Well, it is, but it's not a life sentence in the way where you have to live with it. You can learn to manage it, and you can get away from it to a large extent by being successful and being focused. And I call it project management, right? Is so you look at your calendar, you look at your tasks, you look at your tools, your charts, the data, all of that, and you manage your life to manage this obesity crisis. And I think one of the things that I'm starting to notice more and more is that as I talk to people who are successful, a common theme emerges, and a lot of us didn't believe that this was possible. So we don't understand that we can lose weight. Sure, we make the assumption we can lose 5, 10, 15 pounds. That seems to be quote unquote easy, right? But a lot of us don't think, significant, sustainable weight loss is possible. If you think about the only times we ever hear of that, it's on a reality TV show, for instance, or it's a guy who's pushing a gym product who's never eaten a cheeseburger in his life, telling you to just work out, 10 minutes a day. Or you get to the point where, obviously we know surgery is a viable option for many, but we think that is the only option. And so when you take all these things together, well, the piece that is missing from this journey are the real life people, the real life examples of someone who just said, I want to manage this for the rest of my life. And that's what it takes. You have to stay focused. And every time I say it takes focus, it takes discipline. What I really mean is it takes management. You've got to look at your data set. You've got to look at your tools. You've got to look at how much effort you're putting into this. And the power to change your life is a choice. You wake up and say, this is what I want to do today. I want to go walk. I want to go for a walk. I want to eat healthy. I want to be healthy. I want to be the inspiration for my grandmother. I want her to be the inspiration for me. The fact that the two of you are working together is incredible. And that piece makes this team part of it, gives you an accountability partner that you can talk to daily. But then you get on Connect and you get everywhere else and you see other people doing exactly what you're trying to do. And I'm talking about other people who are real people who are getting it done. And that right there gives you the power to change your life. Go change your life. Go after it. Go take the control that it takes to get it done and do it. We're here to walk this journey with you. We're here. The Wise Wingman Facebook group is all full of inspiring stories of people who every single day say they want to change their life. And they're doing it. Next up, Sylvia writes in and says, Hi, Mike. I really don't know if I like the Freestyle plan. It's food that I don't like or I cannot eat, leaving me to be hungry. I guess you can say I'm a picky eater because I do not enjoy anything that is now 0 points. I might be lucky to eat eggs once a week. I'm not a big fan of fish and I rarely eat turkey. I do eat chicken, but it's not really my first choice. I had chicken and asparagus for dinner and I was forcing myself to eat it. I've been eating a lot of fruit, but I'm afraid it's going to make my blood sugar go up and it's not satisfying my cravings. I have my points divided out each meal, but now I feel like I'm afraid to use my points during breakfast and the lunch because I won't have enough points left over for dinner. I track everything. I use all of my daily points. I used all of my weekly points already, and my week isn't over yet. I was doing so good on the plan. I hit my 10% and I lost 27 pounds, though I feel like I might fail and go back to my old bad habits. Any suggestions, Sylvia? Sylvia, well, here we are, right? And this has been a popular topic for the past couple of days about the way the plan changed and significant changes to the plan. And here's what I can tell you. I do a couple meetings a week, obviously. I have seen the full range of gamut. There are people who absolutely, without a doubt, 100% love this plan and they're rocking it. Then there are people like you that say, I can't do it. And so from all the way from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows, we are all in this together. Now, I wasn't in on the decision. I wasn't in on the process of how it was changed. I can only now give you my opinion as to what I think. And here's what I think. I think as the plan rolls out in November, December timeframe, it was December 3rd when the plan rolled out. I think what happened is if you're in a Weight Watcher meeting, if you're logging into your app in December, you're mentally tough. Most people, as we know it, most people start a diet or a new lifestyle adjustment. They start it when? It's in January is when they start it, right? So they go strong for January, February, March, maybe. They may take a lapse, and then they may pick up in June, July, August, because they want to get through the summer. They want that summer body. And then September is when the dip starts happening and people start falling off the plan. September happens, October, November become very difficult to stay with it. And by December, the only people working a weight loss journey in December are rock stars. Absolute rock stars are the only people in December who are mentally strong enough to stick with a program through the toughest month of the year. That's you. So in December now, you're working this plan. And so as the plan makes adjustments, as we understand that we have to adjust our foundation for a healthy eating, the thing that I would tell you is a lot of the foods that are now 0 point foods, of course, it's the foundation for a healthy diet, right? It's the food choices that we should be incorporating into our meal. And what I don't necessarily need you to do is I don't want you to go and completely try and substitute a complete meal with a whole bunch of 0 point items. What I want you to think about is see if you can take your normal breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you can shave 1 to 2 points a day from that meal by adding in some 0 point items, by adding in a little more protein. And then so that gives you enough points to just kind of work it out. But if you're trying to completely replace a single meal, it can be difficult for folks like you and I who are somewhat picky eaters. I don't do any seafood, so giving me free seafood or 0 point seafood does me no good. But I'm still rocking the plan because I found other ways to make it work. Mentally, I'm in the game. Mentally, I know 100% why I'm doing this. You could change the plan however you want, and I'm not going anywhere because the feeling I have at being at goal satisfies any craving that I have for food. So we now have to, if for many of us who didn't get here by eating healthy food, we got here by eating foods that were processed and made from in a lab somewhere where they're purposely trying to become more addictive and so they can sell more food. We have to beat that. And so if you compare an apple to a Snickers bar, very rarely will the Snickers bar win. Very rarely will the apple win on taste. Right? Because the Snickers bar is purposely created to attack all of the taste buds that are making it addictive, and you have to kind of break through that. So the first couple times, if I hand you one or the other, you're going to grab the Snickers bar. But slowly, if I start telling you and reminding you that the Snickers bar is higher in points, it's higher in sugar, it's higher in fat, it's not going to align with your goal. It doesn't meet the program requirements. It's not going to get you to goal, but this apple will. And you know why you're doing it? You'll be a little bit more tempted to adjust your eating habits and your lifestyle, and that's where we're at. So even though, I don't believe I'm not a doctor, so clearly don't take this as medical advice, but I don't believe that the amount of fruit you're going to eat is going to spike your blood sugar as much as some of the other things that are out there that certainly will do it. You clearly know what you're doing. You're down 10%. That's 27 pounds. You clearly understand what it takes to get this done. That happened because you powered through understanding fully what the goal is and why you want to get that. Let's focus on that piece. So let's look at the list of 0 point items and let's see if we can incorporate some of them into a little bit of your meal, not as a complete meal replacement. Let's look at see if we can roll over a point or two here and there so that power to carry you through gets you to that freedom of getting you to the weekend where you can then eat some of the things that you've had before that you can rely on. I'm positive this program can work for you. The mindset that you have right now, and I understand it, trust me, I've been living the plan a little bit longer than you have. My first reaction was very similar to your email. It's why I pulled this email out of the box, because I could relate to it as well. But what I knew is as the plan changed, as I understood the why behind the changing of the plan, it aligned perfectly with the goals that I have for myself, and that is that I want to stay healthy and I want to be happy and at goal for the rest of my life. I can't do that by continuing to use the bad habits that got me to join in the first place. So I understand you, I hear you, and what I'm telling you is I'm here to walk with you, and together we'll figure it out. Reverting back to your bad habits certainly doesn't align with your goal. So continue to make small adjustments. Don't go crazy. I said it a couple times now. Don't try and go and have a 0-point dinner. Folks like you and I are not going to ever have a 0-point dinner. It's just not going to happen for you or I. So we have to find ways to make a 7-point dinner a 4-point dinner. Make a 6-point lunch a 5-point lunch. Make a 4-point breakfast a 2-point breakfast. And so that replaces the amount of points that were adjusted to get you there in the first place. And you continue to get more protein, which keeps you full and satisfied longer. Look at the food that you're eating and understand that you're going to have to make some adjustments, and that those adjustments are adjustments to a healthy weight and lifestyle that you can carry forever. So when you get there, when we all work together, we start celebrating together. We're 10% goals, people who've down hundreds of pounds. The plan has evolved year after year, and I put it on Connect the other day, is 10 years from now, this plan's going to look nothing like it looks right now. Yet people will still be joining. People will still be losing weight. And someone's going to say, man, I wish I could have Freestyle back. And so those are the people who are going to get it done because they know why they're doing it, and the why powers them to celebration. Go ahead and share your celebrations on the air. Email FatDag.com. Go to FatDag.com. Click on the Listen Now link. Send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. I want you to email in your celebrations because I want you to be absolutely proud of what you're doing. When you share your story, it gives somebody else hope. You become the inspiration for somebody else, and that keeps this chain going. It's kind of like when you're in the line for, back at the Starbucks line, now that we're getting healthier food, and the person in front of you pays for you. What do? You reach back and you pay for the person behind you. So as you work the plan and you get to goal, you reach back and the person behind you gets goal, the person behind them reaches goal, the person behind them reaches goal. That is what you sending in your email does. It continues that chain of hope, encouragement, and lets us know that we can do this. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus.